I want to start, though, by talking to you about what's practitioner-centered thinking and why it's problematic, okay? So here's one example. I just need to educate my patients. I hear healthcare professionals say this all the time. I just need to educate my patients. If education was enough, how do you explain why any healthcare professional would be overweight or smoke? Think about that. If it's just a matter of education, what we've learned is that education is prerequisite to behavior change, but it doesn't predict it. So yes, patients have to know what to do to manage their illness, but knowing what to do doesn't mean they will. Make sense? Okay. Second, I like this. All of you. This is not meant to be a religious lesson here, but you'll see where I'm going with this. It's meant to make a point. How many of you remember the Adam and Eve story? Okay. If you don't, I worry about you a little bit. Okay. Okay. But so this is. I just need to tell them what to do. In the Adam and Eve story, what did God say to Adam and Eve? Don't eat the apple from the tree, or don't eat the fruit of the tree, right? What did Adam and Eve do? They ate. They were non-adherent. Okay? And this was God. Everybody understand the point? We in healthcare believe that just because we tell people what to do, they're going to do it. And even God can't get us to do it because we have free will. And patients can choose whether they want to manage their illness or not. We can influence whether they manage their illness both positively and negatively by how we talk with them. But just telling people what to do doesn't work, especially if they're ambivalent or resistant in the first place, because it says they're not ready. And telling them what to do doesn't make them ready. Healthcare professionals believe, they're actually taught that we're driving the bus and the patient's a passenger. Motivational interviewing says, you're delusional. You've never been driving the bus. The patient has always driven the bus. Our job is to influence the route. But the patient drives the bus. It's their illness. They have to decide whether or not they want to treat it. We have huge influence on that by the way we talk to them. Okay? It's my job to motivate my patients. If you're a healthcare professional and you think it's your job to motivate your patients, you have an impossible job. It's not our job to motivate, it's our job to begin to understand the patient's motivation so that we can have input and insight to invite the patient to reconsider what they're doing, because again, we're talking to patients who are ambivalent or resistant, which means they're not engaging or engaging reluctantly, which means the behavior is not going to last.